I don't know how to start it.
Are we doing an intro?
Yeah, I need an intro. What is up, everyone? It's Alfonso here, and we're back again with another YouTube video. I'm not gonna lie, we definitely spent the past like 90 seconds trying to figure out how to intro the video. And if you have any ideas on how I should intro the video, you should comment them below. And today we're doing arm day, and also I don't know if to call it a special announcement because like that sounds really weird, but something that I technically started today, and when you'll see, we might be like 7 days in. As I started 75 hard. I started it a few times, but kind of like jokingly, and I was like, screw this, like this is dumb. But today I'm actually fully committing to it, and I'll talk about it more towards the end of the video as well as to why. But overall, just something that I personally needed to do. I'm really big into mental health, and my mental health's kind of been all over the place recently, and I want to get back to doing something that is very routine and consistent, which is really nice, and also would just allow me to be a lot more stable in a way, and also produce more content. Now, am I doing it for the content? No, I'm not. That was one thing that personally like kind of held me back from me doing it in the first place, is that I'm not doing it for content. I'm doing it because I really need to do it, and because I create content, it's also just cool to record. So we'll get more into that later in the video as to why, but today we're doing an arm day, and of course I have the whiteboard that I have yet to write on because I was just doing cardio. Oops. And that's also why I'm all sweaty, because I did my cardio before I trained, which is something that I actually normally never do, because like you want to train first so you can like, how do you say this? So you can like put in the most energy into your training session. But obviously if I'm doing 75 hard, I'm also very aware that my strength might not necessarily go up. It might pretty much maintain. I might go up, who knows? So I'm not necessarily too worried about that. But what we're gonna do is a quick arm workout, and then we will get to the rest of the video. Stay tuned. Arm workout, very simple, very basic. Honestly, I should probably think about what I'm going to do. What we have today is our arm workout, and hopefully you guys also enjoy my hat that I got on John Surf Shop. I got it in Florida this week, and I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel pretty cool. And yeah, I was gonna say something stupid, like when I was in junior high, all the cool kids had these shirts and hats, and I never had any, so now I feel really cool having one. Anyways, it's pretty simple, it's pretty basic. Even though that I am doing 75 hard, this is traditionally what an arm day always looks like for me. And the reason being is because normally I always do like push-pull legs, but then I'll add in an extra arm day of one, I feel like I haven't recovered enough from one of those 3 days, or two, if I feel like my arms are like lacking volume throughout the week whenever it comes to training on push or pull. So that's why if you're looking at it like, man, that isn't a lot, and that's because it's completely intentional. Honestly, my goal is to get in and get out. Obviously, you want to make sure you are getting a good workout, a good pump, and actually like hitting the rep streams and the weight that you want to. But that's also why, like I was saying, I keep my arm days as simple as possible. So the first exercise is just your basic barbell curls, 3 sets of 12 to 15. Then we'll start with some close grip bench press, 3 sets of 12 to 15. I will have to see how my elbow also feels and my shoulders because they're pretty shot. Hammer curls, heavy. I personally enjoy going heavy on hammer curls just because I feel like I definitely get a good stretch at the bottom, but also whenever I do a hammer curl, I just prefer to go heavy, if I'm being completely honest. Whenever I do lighter weight and I'm just focused on reps, I feel like I don't feel it as much. So that's why the emphasis on the heavy. And then a single arm tricep pushdown, super basic, super simple. And then we're going to do a superset of single arm bicep curls with dips. 3 sets of 8 to 15. Everything pretty much follows the same rep scheme. Should be a quick in and out workout. Because we're not working out with flat shoes, so Definitely fell short by 2 reps of the rep range, but that was pretty heavy. That's okay. Moves. Holy shit. I can't believe it. I was not expecting that to move. So one thing, whenever it comes to doing like a close grip bench press, a lot of people traditionally don't do them because one, they just like, they kind of hurt your shoulders. A lot of people, especially within like a bodybuilding community, like stay away from it because your shoulders are in such a fixed position. But I will say, whenever you're doing like the tricep press, how we're doing with this, with the bar, your shoulders, they are in a fixed position still, but your elbows are really like tight to your body. And I feel like whenever you're just doing a regular bench press and your shoulders or your elbows are a little flared out, that's where people have issues. So I guess obviously the biggest thing whenever it comes to these is one, make sure your elbows are tucked. You don't necessarily want them flaring out because you're going to be working a lot more of your pec, which you are going to naturally work, but at the same time, it's like the main goal of this movement is triceps. And traditionally, I would also stay away from this too, but since we are in the warehouse gym, like we are sort of limited to what we can do, so we're making the most technically out of what we have, which I somewhat enjoy though too, because like it takes a lot of thinking out of it. And also I would stay away from this because like I tore my pec in high school and I just never got it fixed. So if you notice, whenever I go down, like my right elbow kind of gives a little bit because I don't have that stability within like my shoulder and like my pec. But overall, it does feel good. So we're going to crank out the few sets that we have. Almost died. I'm definitely down to like, not fully clickbait, but like, we can play into it. So then here we're doing the hammer curls. It's a little bit different than I guess like your traditional one, where like you have a dumbbell and you're obviously standing straight and you're just curling up. Personally, I wanted to do the single arm with the, I believe that they call it the Kaizen attachment. I may be wrong. It's just a prime handle, which is super handy. And a big reason why I wanted to do it like this is because my bicep is like behind my torso. And one of the biggest things whenever it's behind it is that you get a full, complete stretch. And obviously when you're coming to the top, you're getting a full contraction. I think the biggest thing whenever you're doing these is that you want to make sure your shoulders kind of pin back or driven back or retracted. Because if you're someone who's coming up, you're going to start incorporating a lot more of your shoulder, where we're going to want that full stretch and squeeze all the way to the top. Where obviously if you're going back and then you're moving your shoulder up, you're kind of like doing this weird angle. And we just want to be in a fixed position as well, because obviously we want to like minimize your injury, which if you get injured doing bicep curls, that's pretty crazy, but you get the gist of it. And a very random note, but my left arm is a lot stronger than my right. I don't know why. So that's why like that 10 reps on my right look really hard, but my left look really easy. I don't know if it's because my bicep one is tight or because of my pec, but for some reason I'm just stronger on my left arm, which is like really weird because I'm right hand dominant. So the more you know. So on these, the single arm tricep pushdowns, the SA means single arm. I will say we're going to move over to like a prime attachment with like the dual hands, mostly because it feels a lot better on the joints, and I feel like you really get a really good stretch on it, but also because like I just truly enjoy it. Prime makes really good equipment. I'm a huge fan of Prime as well as like Arsenal, so we're going to switch that out, but still the same rep scheme. And then obviously we'll finish off with the single arm bicep curls and then the dips for a superset for the final exercise. Whenever you're doing them, like any tricep movement really, or just any movement I guess in general, is that you really want to focus on the stretch. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on the squeeze, which is obviously very important because you are contracting the muscle, but at the same time, like the stretch, in my opinion, just as important. I think, I don't know if I explained this once in a video, but one big thing I'm like huge on, especially when I'm like doing like deadlifts or like any heavy compounds, is I like controlling the movement. I don't like letting the movement control me. So you notice whenever I'm doing these, I'm actually going like decently slow as well, like on the part up. So in like in the stretch position, because one, you want to fully stretch the muscle, but you also just want to make sure you're controlling the weight. You don't want to be slanging around the weight and busting through 15 reps and not really getting anything from it. Instead, you're just kind of trying to get the workout done, which is like besides the point. You want to make sure you're actually feeling the movement, feeling the muscle, and like getting the most out of what you have or that you can as well. Thing we got next, obviously we just finished the tricep pushdowns. We're going to go into a single arm bicep curl. We're going to do it with a cable though, and not like a actual like dumbbell, mostly because I really enjoy doing cables because you're more of like in a fixed position, or with dumbbells you're obviously a little more loose and you're using a lot more of your body. But I feel like if I'm in a fixed position, whenever I'm doing like a dumbbell curl, so like on the last curls we were like behind like your torso and your body, now we'll be in front, not for a good stretch in fixed position, and then curling up. So we got that, and then instead of doing dips, we're gonna do just another close grip variation push-ups. But I will say on the push-ups we're gonna go to a max effort, so essentially until failure. And then bicep curls, we for sure keep it in the 8 to 15 rep range. I am feeling pretty pumped though, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to get out, but that's what we're gonna finish with now. definitely took a lot out of me, the last one, than I had expected, which is good though. It's always good to push yourself a little bit. I enjoy leaving the gym knowing that like I'm done and like I have nothing left to give, and it just feels good, feels the way it should be. Just a quick arm workout. Hopefully you guys took something from it, were able to learn from it, and just kind of enjoyed it. But to kind of cover what I was talking about in the beginning on me starting 75 hard. One of the biggest things that like I didn't want to do, which obviously we are going to do, but I didn't want to do 75 hard just for the content aspect of it. I just want to record my life and the things that I do, and I think me doing 75 hard is just a personal thing that I want to do. I kind of mentioned earlier as well, like I'm pretty big into like mental health and like taking care of myself, and from the outside it may not look like it, but personally, like inside, I've been kind of all over the place. Like I'm very hit or miss at times, and I also think it was just a season of life that I was in with a lot of travel, a lot of different things that I was doing, and obviously I could have stayed on plan then, but I just didn't necessarily think about it or cared to, and just was too wrapped in my own mind to even think about it as well. So with 75 hard, I think one of the biggest things I'm excited for is just get more of a consistent routine, consistent structure, and also kind of challenge myself, because it's been a long time since I've truly have challenged myself. Really ever since prep, it's been the last time that I think I've truly challenged myself. And I'm not talking about the prep that I started this year, I'm talking about the prep in 2020. One thing, man, that I really like, and it honestly kind of feeds into the mission statement of Let's Work, is consistency, discipline, and hard work. And personally, I just feel like I haven't been living up to that in the best aspect. Whenever you have a brand called Let's Work, it's very hard not to just call yourself out whenever you feel like you're not working hard and you're truly not reaching your own true potential, and you're not meeting your own standards, which I think is the biggest thing. And because of that, your internal happiness isn't where it needs to be. So like that was one of the biggest reasons why I was starting 75 hard, is because like my internal happiness isn't where it needs to be. And I know what I need to do in order to get that. I really need to push myself. I really need to test myself. It's been a long time. Like I said, it's been since my 2020 prep that I fully have exhausted myself into something. And I'm genuinely just looking forward to doing this, but not only doing it, but keeping the momentum going through it as well. So that is pretty much to just explain why I'm doing it, but also wrap up day one, because this was the last thing I needed to do. I did my outside workout. I did my inside workout. I read 10 pages. I've drank well over a gallon. I've taken a photo. Now I just got to go home and finish off my macros, which I imagine also the next video after this will more likely be like a full day of eating and kind of explaining my thought process behind my diet and like my training as well, and kind of explaining like my goals and what I'm trying to do also within 75 hard. Hopefully you guys enjoy this arm video. Hopefully you guys enjoy the explanation. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. I also didn't mention this in the previous videos, but we are coming at you guys with 2 videos a week. Shout out to LD Eats. She's awesome. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, homies.